those stresses. Actually, we don't going to practice the techniques and the method situations, but you since you are moving to the industry, so there may be a lot of the several stress factors, so stressful events. So we need to know about those things, and we need to minimize those stresses. We need to identify stressful events, and we need to know how to handle the stressors. That is why the committee of the curriculum development committee has decided to add the topic like this. So considering the work environment and considering the society that we live today, we need to know about the stresses, and we need to know how to manage these stresses. So stress management is our topic today. What is stress? So stress is body's reaction to harmful situations. Body's reaction. So we have been discussing several disorders faced by the people. We have been discussing. So there we discussed, or we were able to discuss severe mental illnesses or mental disorders, as well as minor disorders. So here now we know what are the reasons for this type of mental disorders and how to prevent from those disorders. Here the main objective is to identify our stressors and to reduce stressful events, or they manage stressors. So here stress is body's reaction. If you want to define the stress, we can say that stress is body's reaction, or the physical reaction to harmful situations. Harmful situations, there may be several harmful situations. So for those situations, our body may react biologically or mentally. We react each and every situation. So this is what we explain. And then body's reaction, body reactions may occur based on the biological or the physiological reactions. Our biological systems may activate if we are facing some stressful events or some harmful situations. Now you know, if a dog chasing you, your physical body as well as your mental situation is also changed. So this is what we expect. This is called we get fear. In this kind of situation we get fear, but the fear is not just a mental situation. There is a physical or the chemical or biological reaction inside the body. So likewise, the stress is also the same. So to harmful situations, our body start to react using their body chemistry or body mechanism, the chemical mechanism, or there's a physical mechanism. So this physical mechanism is not good for our health. This physical mechanism, physical and mental, both these mechanisms are not good for our health. Chemical reactions may occur during you are in a threatened situation. So now, if we take the same example, a dog chasing you, then there's a chemical reaction inside our body. So it support us to that chemical reaction support us to work against to this threatened situation. So what will happen? Even though your mentality is a little bit fear, but you will get more strength to your legs, and if you run out of the situation, out from the door. So this we call it fight or flight. Fight or flight. Easily, you will get have the strength to fight the situation, fight with the situation, or if you feel that you don't have such a strength, and then you may fly. You may go away from the situation. Fly. Go away from the situation. Fight or flight. These chemicals support you to fight, or sometimes you may get away from the threatened situation. So either you fight or flight, you need strength. So that strength will support you to face the situation. So you need the chemical reaction inside the body. We call it stress. So stress affects our emotions. It affects our emotions. So if you are in a stress mood, then your emotions may be not good. Emotions may not much good, and it may affect your behaviors. It affects your behavior and thinking ability. If you are in a stress, then you may not be able to think properly, think appropriately. You may not be able to behave appropriately. Your behaviors may change. Sometimes your previous behaviors may not be happen if you are in stress, and it affects your physical health. Physical health may weak due to these stressors, due to these stressful events. You may suffer with some physical disorders, or the physical disorders. So stress affects all your organs, all your physical organs, and mentality, your emotions, as well as your behaviors. You may perform wrong behaviors. You may see some different behaviors if you are in a stress stressful moment, stressful situation. And stress. Stress can be divided into two categories. Before go to this, I will show you some stressful events. Stressful events. So I can't see it now. Here. Give me 1 minute. I need to download it to show you. I don't know. I cannot share this. Okay. I think you can see the screen now. Can you see some table, a list?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you. It's a life change index scale, the stress test. So, if you tested these events, you can score these marks for each event. So we'll see one by one. Death of spouse. This is the highest scored event if in our life. So if a person face to such situation, you will see the level of the stress. And divorce, 73%, or the 73 scored. Marital separation, divorce or a separation. This is also the high level of stressful event in our life. And jail term, if you arrested, then that is also a high level of stress event. Death of close family member, another stressful event. And personal injury or illness, that is also a stressful situation of a life. Marriage, see, divorce and marriage is also in the higher level. Fired at work, most of us are having such a stress. Fired at work. Marital reconciliation. Retirement is also very high stressful event for a person. Change in health of family member. Pregnancy. Sex difficulties. Gain of a new family member. Business readjustment. Change in financial state. Death of a close friend. Change to a different line of work. So see, different line of work. So if you are working in a familiar environment, familiar situation, then a sudden change of a life, work environment, you may experience some stress. So when it comes to a working environment, yes, there should be a comfortable zone to work without much stress, without taking hazards. So we change to a different line of work is also a stress. Change in number of arguments with spouse. Mortgage. Foreclosure of mortgage or loan. Change in responsibilities at work. Change in responsibilities. So this is also related to work related stresses. How do you get the changes in your work? What are the ways of you getting changes of your work? Work-related responsibilities, how do you change? How does it change your life? For example, if you get a promotion, so your work responsibilities may change. So promotions or the demotions both gives us the stressful feeling. Change in responsibility at work. Son or daughter leaving home. So this may affect to the parents and children also get stressed if you leave the home for a job, or if you when you come to the university, you also had some stresses. Change, some leaving home, both parties, parents as well as children. Trouble with in-laws. If you have some troubles with the in-laws, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, father-in-law, in-laws. Outstanding personal achievements. Outstanding personal achievements. Some positive or negative achievements may affect to our health. The spouse begin or stop work. That is also very stressful event. So people should know these stressful events. Begin or in school. Stressful moment. Change in living conditions. If the person change their living condition, that is also a stressful event. Revisions of personal habits. Trouble with boss. Change in work hours or conditions. Change in residence. Change in schools. Change in recreations. If you are recreation, change your loans. Change in number of family get-togethers. Change in eating habits. Vacation. Christmas approaching. Minor violation of the law. So there may be different type of events. Support you. We need to know about this stressful events, because we need to with these stressful events, so we need to manage. So there are several stressful events. I show you the examples. There may be several examples. So we have to manage those stresses. So when it comes to the we'll back to our point. So here I have mentioned two type of stressors. I have changed my screen. I think you can see. If you cannot see, please let me know. And stress basically can be divided into two categories. Two type of stressors. Eustress and distress. Eustress is little stress. Now you saw the score for the stresses. So little stresses and too much stresses. So now you saw the death of a spouse, marriage, or the retirement are the too much of stressors. And promotion, changing of a workplace, those are the little those are also considered as the too much of stressors. And vacations and gatherings, some those are considered as the eustress or little stresses. So these little stresses are considered as a positive signs of for the life, actually beneficial stresses. So if you know that you have an exam, So having the knowing the date of the exam, then you may make a little stress, then that force you to work with your subject content. You will start the studying process, knowing the date. We can consider it as a eustress or the little stress. Support you to work on the process, work on the subject. It's a benefit. And distress, most dangerous type of the stress is the distress or the too much stress. So if you regularly face some stressors, or if you regularly change your workplace, if you regularly change your house, you get transfers from your workplace, then it can be considered as distress. Distress make you sick, both mentally and physically. Both mentally and physically, you make you sick. So distresses are not good. If you suffered with a high level of stressors, then it make you sick. You may suffer with the mental disorders or the physical disorders. So your heart rate and all the body chemicals may change. So this may be a reason for the physical illnesses such as high blood pressure or the your sugar level also will increase. So there may be different type of physical signs. So these two type of stresses we should know: eustress and distress. So distress is the dangerous type of stress. And here we have the symptoms of stresses. We can understand, we can identify the symptoms or the reasons or the symptoms. People handle stress differently. So now you saw the list of stressors or the stressful events. So you may feel some people may like or some events, some and the others may not. So for example, if you take retirement, if a person having experienced or tired with their job, then they may feel that the retirement is good. But if a person do not have anything to, if a person doesn't have anything to work at home, or if they haven't any income after the retirement, then they may feel the retirement is very stressful event. Likewise, different people handle these stresses differently. So the symptoms of stress also can vary from person to person. So these will look at these symptoms, and you may feel different physical symptoms. Heart rate increases. If you are in a stressful moment, the heart rate will increase. you will breathe quickly. Short inhale and exhale, and your muscles may tight. Your muscles may not relax. You cannot relax. You cannot close your eye. If you are in a stressful moment, you cannot close your eye. If the counselor or the psychologist asks you to concentrate on your inhale and exhale, or to meditate, you can't close. You cannot concentrate. Your muscles, you may feel that your muscles are tightened, not in a relaxed mode, and the digestive systems slow down. You may encounter with the digestive problems. Immune activity decreases, so your immunity may reduce. You will get sick very easily, because your immune system will work very lethargic way, and blood pressure rises, so heart rate increase. All the physical what we call organs will work inappropriate way. Blood pressure rise, sweating, sleeping difficulties. You may experience sleeping difficulties, very difficult to sleep, and alertness. You may feel that your body is ready to work, ready to do something, so which is not good, which is very dangerous for your health. Alertness, always you are ready to act, you are ready to do something. Alertness and ready to act. Yes, you protect yourself, always you are trying to protect yourself. So you see that all these symptoms related to the physiology or our physical body, related to our organs, our internal organs. So that is why I said that if you can remember, I told you that the stress is good. There are some good stressors. A little stress is good for us. If you have some small stressors, then you will work on it. But if you suffered with these stressors for a longer period, or for throughout your life, then it is not good. You may end up with the depression. So you by looking at the symptoms, you can understand all these symptoms are related to a physical body. So then there may be some unwanted chemical reactions occurred in our body system, physical system, or physiology, then physical systems, then which is not positive for the human, or positive for the health. This is not good for our health. So all these symptoms can be seen. If you are in a, can be these some symptoms can be very, but all the symptoms related to our physical body, which is not good. That is why we need to minimize our stresses, and we need to handle our stresses. We need to control our stresses in a very little amount of stress is okay, so we can control it. These are the symptoms, and all the previous symptoms are physiological or the biological symptoms, and we can observe some emotional reactions or the psychological symptoms, reactions. If you suffered with stress, then you will be able to experience these emotional changes, emotional reactions. Anger, anxiety is what you don't have the strong feelings. Anxiety, you have changed, your feelings are changed very quickly, anxiety. Or you don't have some specific thought. Burnout. Burnout is you don't have the strength to do any work. You feel that you may hungry, or your body is not strength enough to work, like this burnout. And concentration issues. So the person who is having much stress cannot concentrate on one thing because his mindset is not work properly. Depression, emotional reactions. You don't speak with others. You are not you are not well. You don't like to work with the others. Likewise, you have the depressed emotion. Fatigue. Fatigue is what? Your feelings are not well. Your body, you feel that you feel the body is not a strength enough to do something. Mahansi gatiya, fatigue. His a feeling of insecurity. You may feel that you are not secure. Insecurity feeling can be seen. Forgetfulness. Now you know, you have experience if you are in the exam period. You experience that all your studies you may not you cannot recover. Forgetfulness, nail biting, restlessness. This is also a feeling. You may feel that you know that you have a lot of work, so you feel you are not. It's not easy to you to what we call. You cannot close your eyes. You cannot. You feel restlessness and sadness. Sadness. Always your mood is not good. කිසිම විවේකයක් නැති ගමතයක් පේනවා. ඒ වගේම දුකින් ඉන්නවා වගේ පේනවා. Restlessness. වැඩ කරන්නත් බැහැ, වැඩ කරන්න feeling එකක් එනවා. මට කිසිම විවේකයක් නැහැ වගේ. Which is not good for the mental health. So these are the emotional reactions. So we discussed symptoms, physiological symptoms, as well as emotional reactions or the symptoms. Emotional reactions. And I have listed some stressors or the causes or the reasons for stress. Causes or the reasons for stress. Noises. Noise is not good for us. High noises may sick a person. So noises, aggressive behaviors. aggressive behavior, or a speeding car. These are stressors, scary moments in movies. So it's also give you some stressful feeling, scary moment. Going out on a first date, different things to different people. So the list I showed you work differently from person to person, as I mentioned earlier. And some people better able to handle. Most of the people handle stressors in a positive manner, but some may not. It is that is why we say that the people are different. So some may handle it in a positive way, but others may not. Not all stress is bad. Not all stress is bad. So I mentioned that there are some stressors which is good, and we will get ready for those type of stresses. Body is handle small doses of stress. Body can handle the stress, but can't handle long term and the chronic stresses. Our body is ready to handle some amount of stress, but if it comes for years or for a longer period, then the handling system may fail. So, and chronic stresses. If the person is experienced some losses of their loved ones for a longer period, then in that case, the person who face the stressors for a longer period, he will fail in handling the stressful moments event. So, this is not good for a long period, or the chronic stresses. Then they may come up and end up with the depression or some severe mental disorder. Job issues or retirement, as we discussed, job issues or the retirements are stressful event, lack of time or money, bereavement, or death of some family members or the loved ones, family problem, illness. Moving home is very, very stressful. Now, if you experience it, if you are if son or a daughter of a government official, they have to sometimes they have to change their workplace every 5 years. Then what will happen moving home? No, then they know how stressful is that event. And relationships, marriage, divorce are the stressful events. We know how stress is the engage with the relationship, or the having a start the relationship, or loss of relationship, or marriage, as well as divorce. Both incidents are very stressful for a person. And we want to know the stressful events, we know the symptoms of stressors, and having that knowledge, we want to control the stressors, controlling the stress. Here, know the symptoms of stress. We should know the symptoms of stress. Then we know that we are suffering from the stresses. So we want to know that thing. If you cannot understand the stress accurately, then it will be difficult to treat it. So these are very minor type of disorders. So we easily cannot identify. So we want to know the symptoms. And to control the stress, the relaxation is the very important action. Relaxation. So you need to do some relaxation exercises. You have to relax yourself. And meditations, so the medications you can use this relaxation and the medication. So uh, both actions are very, very important. You have to relax. Now there are different type of methods to get relaxed. Simple relaxation and reduce the muscle tension using a type of meditation. You can you get relaxed. So these relaxation therapies can be used to reduce the stressors. So that is why I explained in the very first in my lesson. So you will learn meditation and relaxation. So these techniques can be used to reduce the symptoms of the severity of the stressors. So to controlling stress. And finally, we want to manage our stressors. Now we know what are the reasons, what are the symptoms, and what are the causes. There are physical symptoms and mental or emotional symptoms. And having or knowing those symptoms or the stressors, we want to manage. We want to reduce our. We want to work to reduce our stresses. So, physical exercise. When it comes to the stress management, physical exercise is very, very important. If you are not engaging with any physical activity, so if you are doing only mental activities or the highly mental activities, then your stress level will increase. So exercise is very, very important. Shaking and dancing. So there are some activities. So you can work on those activities, shaking and dancing, Arabic activities, Arabic dancing will support you to reduce the stress. Shaking and dancing, so your body will work to dance. And reducing intake of alcohol, drugs, and caffeine. So this is also a way of reducing the stress. Reducing intake of alcohol, drugs, and caffeine. Caffeine is also support some extent to the stress. And nutrition. So if you have the nutritious foods, then it will support to the immune system of our body. So to control the stress, the immune system works much. So maintain the immune system is very, very good. So that is why we says that you should have a healthy diet and a balanced diet and get a good night's sleep. So if you are not sleep well, it is not good for your health. Get a good night's sleep. Prioritizing. So prioritizing. What is prioritizing? You should have a list or to-do list. You can prioritize your activities. You have to prioritize your activities. So having a good list of work, you can analyze what are the things that you need to give priority. That is also support you to manage your stresses. So time management, prioritizing work, having a task list on the job is very effective. Time management is also a good way of managing the stress. Breathing and relaxation. So you know in the meditation, or in the simple relaxation, we use this technique as a simple relaxation technique. Also breathing and relaxation. So you can concentrate on your breathing, or inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale means husma ගැනීම සහ husma පිට කිරීම. This is breathing exercises. Simple relaxation exercise is breathing. So if you cannot concentrate on your breathing, it is very dangerous. If you are able to relax, then it support you a very relaxation mode. So breathing and relaxation. Talking, another type of stress manage method. Talking. Now in the counseling part, you know, we were trained to listening. Listening is a main part of a psychological counselor. So here we want to listen to a person giving some empathic responders. Empathy. We need to give some empathic responders. Keeping empathic responders, we want to listen, which means in the other way, talking is releasing our stressors. Talking. Earlier, you know, if you talk, if you are having bad signs of a dream, then they says that you talk with at least so your emotions will release if you talk. This is a very good therapy, talking therapy. So you can talk to someone who's listening. Talking is very, very good. If a person is listening, then you can talk. Talking is a stress releasing activity. කාට හරි තමන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්න කියන එක. And acknowledge the signs. Acknowledge signs. So if you feel that you are in a stressful mood, so acknowledge it, accept it. Then you can work on it. Work on the stressors. Acknowledge the sign. And the last one, establishing support network. Establishing support network. Neighbors, others, club, charity, religious organization. So you may have different type of relationships among the people, among the friends, or among the society, with neighbors and the others, friends. Or you may work with the club. So people are developing some relationship with these clubs or these charitable religious organizations. So it will support you to reduces work stressors. If you are talking with a friend or work with the charity or some religious organization, these activities help us to reduce our stresses. Okay. So to manage stress, we have to work on these activities. Doing exercise, taking or dancing is also kind of an exercise. Reducing intake of alcohol, drugs, and caffeine, and nutritious food. Having a good night's sleep, prioritizing your work or organizing your work, having timetables to work, managing your time effectively for the effective time management, relaxing meditation and doing relaxation exercises, talking, and get the support from the network. So also can manage the stress. So these are the things that we need to talk about the stress. So we are at the end of our session. So excuse me. Which related to stress. If you have any problem, you can ask. Hello, are you listening?
Yes, madam.
Yes, miss.
Okay, if you are in face-to-face classroom, we could conduct some stress or the relaxation therapy, the simple relaxation. But here, this is not the situation to conduct such an activity. So you please look at some. There are some relaxation techniques, therapies you learn from the internet, or you can Google some meditation. You can engage with those activities. Nowadays, you all know how stressed we are now with this travel ban. So you will not be able to work with get relaxed. Okay, there was a connectivity problem. So connection problem was there. So if you have any question, you can raise now, because we have only 2 sessions more. So we can probably complete the task, and I will give you one assignment. Still, I couldn't send it to you. Still 9:40. So I don't think we want to start a new lesson today. We can finish with this, and I will share you one assignment with Susan.
Yes, madam.
How do you get the assignment from the others, from other lecturers? By through the LMS or Google Classrooms?
No, madam. We get through the email for our group mail, and we upload.
කොහොමද ගන්න අනිත් assignment?
madam Gmail එකෙන් තමයි මම අපිට නම් assignment එක දුන්නේ. දැන් නම් LMS එක හදලා කිව්වා මේ එහෙමත් LMS එක කරා පුළුවන් madam කරන්න.
Google Classroom එකක් තියෙනවද විදුසන්? sorry මගේ connection එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් මම යනවා.
Google Classroom
ඔයගොල්ලෝ
එකක්
මේ attendance mark කරන්න. ඔව් කියන්න විදිහ.
මේ Google Classroom එක නම් නෑ මැඩම් තාම මේ හදපු එකක් නම් මේ LMS එක නම් දාන්න පුළුවන් මැඩම් LMS එකට මේ LMS එක හදලා තියෙන කියලා නම් කිව්වා.
LMS එක තියෙනව නේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේක තියෙනවනේ access තියෙනව නේද?
ආ මැඩම්.
හරි මම LMS එකකින් ගන්නම් ඔයාලගේ assignment එකක් මම ඒවල share කරලා LMS එකකින් ගන්නම් එතකොට අපිට ලේසි. එහෙම ගමු මේ
මැඩම් මේ
email කරගෙන කලි අමාරුයි.
LMS එකට දානකොට මැඩම් මේ email එකකුත් දාන්න පුළුවන් හොඳයි මැඩම්.
assignment එකක් දාන්න. අපිට තව දවස් 3ක් විතර වගේ කාලයකදී ඉවර කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට මේ මොනවද මේ Zoom meetings වල මේවා දන්නවනේ නේද මම කොහොම share කරගන්න ඇතිනේ department එකකින් කොහොමද අපි මේවා කරන්නේ කියලා දැන් මට ගිය සතියේත් meeting එකේ හිට ඉන්න ඇති log වෙලා අපි මේක ඉවර කරන වෙලාවේදී හිටියේ නැති අය මම මේ screenshot එකක් ගත්තා ඊට පස්සේ මට email කරන්න එපා මොකද ඒ වෙලාවේ ඒගොල්ලෝ මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් connection problem එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මට කියන්න text connect වෙන්න අපහසුතාවයක් වුණා නම් මම ක්ලාස් එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් එක සෙෂන් එකයි අපි කරන්නේ මේ ස්ට්‍රෙස් එකේ කරන්න ඕනේ අපි බොහොම පොඩි 2 ක්‍රෙඩිට් මොඩියුල් එකක් තියෙන්නේ ඉතින් අපි මේ සෙෂන් එක ඉවර වුණාම මම ඉවර කරනවා ඒ නිසා ඊට පස්සේ මම හිටියේ නෑ කියලා ඊමේල් එවන්න එපා මොකද මම මේක ඉවර වෙලාත් මම ටිකක් වෙලා බලනවා කවුරුත් මේ ලොග් ඔෆ් වෙලා නැහැ මේක අයින් වෙලා නැහැ මීටින් එකේ ඇත්තෙත් නෑ මම කතා කරා කීප දෙනෙක්ට ඔයගොල්ලෝ මම මෙතන නැත්තම් මම කෝල් මේ කතා කරලා බලනවා නමුත් ඒගොල්ලෝ සෙෂන් එකේ ඉඳලා නෑ මම දන්නේ හේතුව ලොග් වෙලා නෝනේ මේක මම ෂෙයා කරගන්න නිසා ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉන්නවද දන්නේ මම දන්නේ රීසන් එක හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලෝ ඊට පස්සේ මට ඊමේල් කරන්න එපා මේ මම මෙතන හිටියා මේ මේ මොනවද නම්බර එක වන්න බැරි වුණා කියලා දැන් උදාහරණයක් සමහර විට යා මෙතන නැහැ සම් 41 41 නෑ කීප දෙනෙක් නැතුව ඇති හාගෙන ඉතින් එතකොට සෙෂන් එක ඉවරුනාම ඊමේල් එවන්න එපා මාව මේ දාන්න ඇටෙන්ඩන්ස් වලට ඒක කරන්න බෑ ඔයගොල්ලොන්ට එකක් ඇටෙන්ඩන්ස් නැති වුණාට ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ නිසා ඒ ගැන වොරි වෙන්න එපා ඉන්න නැත්තම් අයින් වෙන ලීව් වෙලා යන්න මොන හරි ගැටලු තියෙනවා නම් මොන හරි අහන්න අපි මේ session එක ඉවර කරනවා. No. Okay. Then thank you. Stay safe. We'll meet next Thursday.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay.